is the closest I ever got to drill team.
The weather outside is frightful, but here is so delightful. La da da la la da. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I do not know the words for that.
I don't want it to snow.
Yeah, me neither. But it looks like it's going to happen today. Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, Facebook friends. Hey, this is the very first Mondo Market TV show. If you don't know what that is, let me explain. I'm Shahar Boyaya. I'm going to be your host during these shows. And here we plan to highlight tools for artists so they can make better and better and better art out there. Because we want to create an abundance of beauty in the world. And how can we do that? By you creating better pieces every single time. Today I have with me glass extraordinaire, Jodi McRaney-Rusho. She has a business called Glass with a Past, and she uses recycled glass to create beauty, right?
Yes.
And today, because we are so close to the holidays, we are going to introduce you to a set of molds, actually, that you can make amazing things. So it's not only Christmas.
It's all of the holidays
for
the whole year, so this will get you started.
Which one is your favorite?
Which one is my favorite? Oh, gosh.
Or are you into holidays at all? That's the first question.
Not so much.
Not so much, just like me.
Yeah, right.
Are they over yet?
So
are they over yet?
When you're an artist, holidays are work. Ooh. So this is going to make it easier.
It's a big money-making thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is a big money-making thing. My favorite one, though, has got to be the Halloween one, the skull molds.
Oh, yes. It's a big success.
Yes, although, of course, we're headed not into Halloween, so you might have to wait a minute to use that one.
Yeah, but you can get started, right?
You can get started. So
going.
The nice thing about the Halloween one is I actually did have someone comment, a gentleman, and he was so excited. He said, you have things for guys too.
Nice.
Because, you know, not just flowers and hearts and things.
So
that's a good one.
And the whole idea of this holiday kit started when you actually gave a class at Curious Mondo about holidays, and it was a super huge success.
Well, and the class itself was geared towards people who do shows. So this was a way to help artists fill their booth and get their sales going without a lot of delay. So it's like hit the ground running right there.
And here are two things that I think for artists out there, that sometimes we get too involved in the creation process and we don't show our art out there. And we have to think, even if they're not thinking about making money with their art, it's always good to try to be in galleries, right? To be in shows. They probably have a guild in their town that you know helps them with shows. They should be showing. Reason number one.
Yes, they should be showing. And the great thing about showing, not just to sell your work or to get feedback on your work, but to meet other artists. That networking is just so invaluable.
It is, and we learn a lot.
Oh, amazing. You learn amazing things from other artists.
Yeah, because people like you, for example, you're always testing something new. and many people either don't like the testing part or they don't have the time. And so just by talking with you, they can say, oh, I got those points and they're too rough. What do I do? And I said, very easy, my friend. You do this and that. And no problem. But point number two is when, you know, glass art, you're phenomenal with the recycled glass, but a lot of people, they buy non-recycled glass and use it. That's expensive.
It is very expensive, yes.
So one great thing to do is try to generate another source of income selling your pieces.
Yes.
So they can, really the money coming from that can provide you with the glass that you need, or even make a side business out of that.
Yes.
You have a full-time business with this, right?
I do. Yes, I do.
Tell me a little bit what you do during a year, normal year. You're
during a normal year. Oh gosh, I have multiple things going on. I have designing molds and producing them. So those are all made in the U.S. They're made in my studio, in my shop. But we also do artwork. So I have galleries that I sell wholesale to. I have galleries that I do one-of-a-kind commission pieces for. I do a few shows a year where I set up my stuff and
sell.
And hope that people like it. And I do the happy dance.
Right now you're in a show that is a big show here in town, right?
A huge show here in town.
Some people prepare the whole year to be able to participate, and you have your pieces. And I heard you're very happy with the results.
It's a great show, and I will follow up with your comment. It's a guild show, it's a glass guild show, and it is all volunteer run, and it's a fantastic venue. It's It's terrific. So it's definitely, look into those organizations. It's a great thing to do. Yeah.
Yes, and one way is to make your life easier with molds. So what are the holidays that you cover on this kit?
Okay, let's talk about holidays. So we have, and I have to stand on tippy toes.
Yeah, because
here.
we are very tall people.
We are very tall people. So we have a shamrock here, which is for St. Patrick's Day. We have another heart here that is also for St. Patrick's Day. A star, which is fantastic for Christmas, and we'll be looking at that one in just a minute. We have a pumpkin, which is good for fall, and it does not have a jack-o'-lantern face, so it can also be used for Halloween, but Thanksgiving, right? So it's not like super specific. We have my favorite, the skull. We have another heart here that can be used for Valentine's Day. That's got a very beautiful little antique scroll design in the center of it.
If I get a boyfriend before that, I'm going to use that mold.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Should I set it aside for you now?
All right. No perspective in the future.
And I have an Easter bunny.
Okay.
And those are and a brand new mold.
Woo!
We have this one here, which allows you to make your flat bottle bottoms down into a dish. Okay. So, and do we want to look at each one of those separately?
We are going to, let's look at what they make.
Oh, let's
And we
look
have
at
a demo in a
we
second.
do
Which
have a demo.
holiday will be the demo for?
Well, we're going to do this guy right here.
Okay,
And
put it here in the center.
Yes, put it here in the center.
Okay.
Do we want to do the demo right now? Or
No.
Okay.
I want to show them first.
Okay, so this is an example of, and so the other thing
Which holiday? Valentine's?
it could be Valentine's, yes.
It would make a nice ornament.
I do these at Christmas.
Yes, I think so.
I do, because it's a very family. So, but I'm going to stop you there and say.
I'm quiet.
Oh, she does that to me every time.
I was not talking. It was that moment that I was not talking.
She's quick. Her wit is like a knife. Okay, it comes with all of these bottle bottoms. So it comes with 14 bottle bottoms right in the box.
So they don't have to go figure out how to cut or anything.
You are ready to go right from the start. So this is an example, like one of the bottle bottoms here, and we've just melted it right onto that mold.
And this one is a variation of that?
This one is the other heart mold.
So I need to put them in the center so people can take a good look.
Right, so here's this one.
Ooh,
and we do
have,
yes it is, and we have some other, like this is again that first one in a different color.
Oh, nice.
Which is,
what would you make with this? Because I see something flat, a piece of glass here.
Right.
Give me some ideas.
Flat. Well, so our demo is going to be about adding mica, which is a sparkly paint, my favorite thing in the whole entire world. And the kit does come with the mica paint set. So it is
so easy for people.
So easy for people.
We make your life easy. You think we don't? We do. You don't have to go. Yeah, we actually yesterday had somebody complaining that when they are online, they are shopping here and there and everywhere. And then when they put it on, all the shipping that they pay, it's a huge amount of money.
Yes, it is.
Right? So it is better to get everything at once.
It is. And I have to tell you, I love to buy art supplies online, and then they show up, and I'm so excited to use it, except I don't have
this item. And there you go.
Right.
You don't want that.
I don't have the little teeny jars for paint, and then I have to drive across town to the craft store, which I hate.
Unless you're at Mondo Market TV.
Right.
We think about all those things. This is the first one as well, right?
Right. This is the first one as well, just in yet a different color. So now we have it in 3 different colors here. Ooh. Right. And so here's an example with the mica. And I've drilled a little hole to make an ornament on that, so you can see right there. Some of the other things you can do with this, though, if you use a small one, this can be a statement pendant. It's a little large for me, but I know people do
Not for me.
Right, big jewelry. You could use it for jewelry. You can, some of them, the larger bottle bottoms are, when they fuse, they have a rim around the edge, and you can use them for lids.
Put here on the center.
Okay, put here on the center. So we have, and this is just a little vintage glass cup that I bought at the thrift store, and now it is a little gift. It's a trinket box.
I can put one of those battery-operated
absolutely.
lights. It would be beautiful.
So cute.
Awesome to put on the table.
Right, awesome to put on the table.
What about this guy here? So this is from St. Patrick's, I believe.
This is from St. Patrick's, and we show you that mold right here. So this mold is actually, this this design is made using a colored glass frit, and we put that right in the mold, and then we melt that right on top, just like that.
It gives texture.
Ta-da! It gives texture and color.
Nice, beautiful.
Ta-da. And that would be a great lid for a little trinket box too. Look at how nice that is.
And when it comes time for spring, I think it's nice for St. Patrick, but I could create some forest theme, or if I like fantasy, gnomes and stuff, this would go really, really well together.
Yes. And you know what? These are terrific to put on gifts, like as just that additional little hang tag on the bow.
Well, you know,
it's for really nice.
I'm not much of a Christmas tree person.
No, me.
Really, my joy is in working, so I pay attention to that. But I have to tell you that if you're putting ornaments like this on your tree, it's going to, it's chic, it's fancy, right?
And
it's different.
I will tell you, these sell very well.
So like hot cakes? Hot cakes,
or cookies. But
they sell well.
Sometimes hot cookies.
Yeah. Well, but think about this. You have to put your milk in your cookies for Santa. Why not put over this? It would look gorgeous.
Right. So I used to do a show where all I took were these ornaments.
Oh, really?
That was the only thing I took to the Christmas show, and I sold gazillions.
Gazillions of those.
Yes.
See, can I ask how much you would sell an ornament for?
Sure, absolutely. So if it was just a plain color like this with a hole in it, I would sell that for $5. And if I were to add mica to it like this, or add frit to it
like this guy did over here,
right? Or even like this one right here.
This one has frit.
This one has frit also. So just a different example. Then these would go up, I would say, to $10. And for the larger ones, like the skull, I would even go all the way up to $12. And if I were then to look at our last mold, we have, you can add the frit, and we have this wonderful new mold that fits bottle bottoms, so you can...
So that's what it does?
That's what it does.
Fantastic.
You can make that right into a little dish, and then now we're looking at $15 to $18 because now it's a functional piece, and it's, people can look at this and know what it's for. Right, but if when you look at this,
you're not quite sure.
You have to give them some context. You have to talk, right? You have to give them some ideas, and they still love it. But it does, you know, you have to. So where some of these, like the hearts, they don't need any explaining, right? But who's going to put a skull on their Christmas tree besides me?
So with this mold, I can do any of the themes or not?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Wow,
yes,
that's
you can.
big.
And we have some examples of the smaller ones.
Okay.
To show you as well. I'm going to move a few of these though, because move it out. Move along, little doggies.
And before you explain this, you were talking about 12 to 18. What's your cost in those?
Oh gosh, so after you get the mold, your biggest investment will be the mold kit. It will, and it is an investment. These molds can be used, I have some that I've used 25 times.
With no problems whatsoever.
With no problems whatsoever.
If you compare to other types of molds, that's a high yield.
It is a high yield. You just have to take care of them, and they ship with instructions and firing schedules. And then, so once you have the molds, the glass is essentially just your time required to saw the bottle, and we're getting you started. So those are all ready to go. So my investment in that, once I get up and running, like once I get my molds and everything, is probably, gosh, I'm going to say only like $1.50 per piece.
So $1.50 per piece,
right.
And I can sell blow ball $12.
Right, and
right?
Some of them are a little bit more like if I'm adding the frit, but not a lot more, like maybe 30 to 50 cents more.
Tops.
Yeah.
So that's a very good,
it's a good margin.
Very good margin.
It's a good margin.
And you just
guys
told
should
us
all come
the
and shop
ornaments.
at my show this weekend.
Yes.
I don't have any ornaments at my show.
You don't have, but
I have lots of other
go
things.
like crazy.
But
so
ornaments
it's a great
go
thing.
like,
I mean,
yes, they do.
The amount of money you can make with that. So tell me about that.
So
mold.
this one is one of the clear bottle bottoms, and it's been fused in the star mold. Here's another star right here. Woo! Ooh. I almost threw it. It was a shooting star, just about. Right, and so it's been fused in the star mold, and then painted with the mica that comes in our kit. See that gold color there? And then slumped into the dish mold to make,
and it makes put your keys
or your rings.
Because there are some people that drive you crazy, that they come home and every time the key is in a different place, give them one of those.
And I am terrible about sitting down at my desk and taking off all my jewelry and leaving it next to my keyboard, and then the cat throws it on the floor.
And you never find it.
Right, and you never find it. So here's another little pumpkin one right here.
So it's a great use for the mold, so it gives another purpose for the piece.
It does. And so what you do, whoa, here's our skull. And that's a great one, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
So you just fuse that, stick it right here, like
this. And it would become a bowl.
And it would become a bowl.
And of course, we have the instructions to fuse everything.
We do. We have the firing schedules for the fusing, and we have the firing schedules for the slumping. And the difference there is fusing is where you melt it to all the way melted, so that it picks up a very nice, crisp, clear design. And then slumping is where you heat it gently until it bends into the mold. So it's a lower temperature. You keep the detail.
And we still have a lot more to show you and a demo. So you know what to do. But don't forget, if you're already ready for this kit, it's at mondomarkettv.com.
And
it has a special
packed
price.
up. So
they're ready to go.
They are ready to go.
Very fast.
Yes.
So here's another one for Halloween. This blue here is so gorgeous. What type of bottle is that?
That is a Bombay Sapphire bottle. And I don't think it's on the table, but I put one of those color in all of the boxes that I packed.
It's a gorgeous. So here we have a bunny.
We have a little bunny.
This is so gorgeous.
Isn't that? It's one of my favorite colors.
So you get this bunny, you slump into that bowl, and here you have a nice gift for your grandchildren, for example, or your kids.
Exactly. Right? Or, you know, I remember working at an office.
Okay, you remember.
And I loved having stuff like this, like the little bowls. It's something that I made because you know somebody's going to come around right after lunch and say, "Oh, it's Susan's birthday today," and you're going to go, "Awesome." I guess I could buy you a soda from the machine, right? But so if you have like these handmade things, they're great. They are good for teacher gifts. They are good for coworker gifts. I've even had someone write to me and say that they made one of these for every employee in their mother's nursing home.
Oh, really?
And it was a wonderful gift. It was really terrific. And it was something that was inexpensive, but from the heart and really appreciated.
And I know you also make those mobiles, the wind chimes, right? That's another idea that you can do.
And you absolutely.
So a very inexpensive. Oh, we have a caller.
We do? Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm going to answer the question.
It's a question.
Okay. Hi.
It's a written question.
Oh, I have a...
Okay,
maybe I have to learn how to do this. Can you read this? I didn't bring my glasses.
Okay.
It's a question that we have on the chat.
How wide is the dish mold?
How wide is the dish mold? That's a very good
question. But we have a fancy, okay, you hold this.
Very fancy.
We have a very fancy ruler right here. Do you see? We're pros at this, just so you know.
We're going to make this one way or another, even though I don't know that a chat will put in your ear. Minor detail.
Okay, so the outside of the mold is 5 inches from side to side, and the inside of the mold is about 3 3/4. Okay, so here we go. 5 from here to here, and about 3 3/4 from here to here. But you can put smaller things in. Just make sure that they're centered so that you have an even amount of space all around the edge. Okay.
I think this is fantastic.
Look at us answering questions like a boss.
See, like the fact that we are not seeing the chat and I don't know how to do it, minor detail. Okay, so what I think is fantastic is this is like earth-shattering. Because, no, think about this. It gives a whole new purpose for your bottom.
It does, actually.
Your bottoms.
So it does, because now instead of 7 things that you can make, now you have like 14 things that you can make.
So this mold makes this kit double in possibilities.
It does. Well, and then of course you have the mica paint. So then once you add, if you do mica paint on your ornaments, that adds another 7.
Okay.
And if you do mica paint on your bowls, that adds another 7. So now we're up to, with using the same set, we're up to 20, what's 4 times 7?
You're asking me
28.
math questions. It's worse than asking me to see the question.
Right? Up to like 28 different designs. And that's a lot of things. I mean, that's a good start on a whole table full of stuff, right? So,
well, you know, I can surely say that this is enough for a person to start a small business.
oh gosh,
Right?
I would think so.
Because we have stuff for every single holiday.
Yeah.
And
right.
look at this,
and then
with all the possibilities.
Right, and then if you think about this, do you remember when we were looking at these? So then you have, we grabbed that blue and green one. But see now, once we start adding in colors, we have, oh look at this. See, I would never only take one of any of these to a show, never.
Okay.
I would take
the collection.
the collection.
Because we cannot forget how people love, if I think
love
ornaments, and if I think a tree around a theme, I will sell this set all day long.
Yes.
I just will.
Well, and you get people who, you'll get someone who comes in and says, oh, I'm Irish, and we're always looking for a themed ornament for the whole family. My grandmother used to give every grandkid an ornament for Christmas, and she had like 45 grandkids. So I know.
That could get expensive, my dear. We should think that before.
Right? You should calculate this. Anyway,
Yeah.
But
Well, but it's $1 each. No biggie.
right? So you would take all of these things, and all of a sudden, right? And you have, and here's another one here. Right?
You have a whole collection, and that's very smart.
Yes,
because
it is.
you have to, if you think about business-wise, we want the same people to be buying from us over and over again.
Yes.
That's what makes a sustainable business, not a hobby.
Right.
And when you see, if you make a collection of something,
Right.
it's a good, you're so bright. No, really. We didn't talk about this before, but think about this. Instead of making one sale, you might make a kit, or you might make 6 different sales at
well,
least.
and if you say something like, if you buy ornaments today, they're $8 each, but if you buy 10, you get one free.
Yes, or even more smart. Here, you 10 each.
Right.
You get 10 each on my website. It's $12.15.
Yes.
Right?
Or
you don't send them to your website when you are in the show. So you have the best deal there. Just saying.
Yes.
So isn't that fantastic?
Right.
So let's see the demo. I know they want to go to mondomarkettv.com, Mondo, M-O-N-D-O. But let's see this.
Okay, let's see this. So
demo.
One of the things, and the Mica paint kit comes with instructions also, and of course we are always available for questions. We love questions. If you've watched any of my,
questions.
I love questions. Okay, let me be specific.
I'm here to have fun.
I am here for you. Shahar, not so much.
That's not true. But you asked me a question about glass, my dear, and we're in trouble.
Right. So when you're fusing with mica paint, you need to create a roughness on the glass, and then you paint the mica on, and it sticks to that texture, right? So what we do is we start with our ornament that we've made. So we have the blue one here, but we could have easily have done this with the clear one or a green one. And we use glass etching cream right here. Glass etching cream, right?
So this gives the rough surface?
It gives the rough surface. Now, there's a couple things to remember about this. One, you should always follow the instructions. Two, it doesn't matter. So the mica is going to stick best to the part that's rough. But if you accidentally etch somewhere that you don't want to paint mica on, when you fire it, it will gloss back over. So don't stress, don't panic, no panicking, right? And no crying. There's no crying in art.
I'm crying.
No, it's a joyful thing. Art should be a joyful thing. And so they're
not mistakes, right? They're
happy accidents.
Happy accidents?
That's right. And so following the instructions, of course, we would paint on here. And this green one is one that I've already painted. You can see I was just
doing that,
getting it on there, right?
So you just pass all around everything.
So, right, you paint wherever you want it to be. And then, of course, wash off the glass etching cream. And so here's a green one, just the same, but this one has had the cream washed off.
Okay.
So
how long do you leave that cream there?
It depends on what brand you use, so you'd want to definitely read the instructions.
Okay. For this one?
Shahar, read the instructions.
I don't have my glasses.
Well, and look at me, I don't have my glasses either, so we're going to be doing this. All right. It does, it says, it doesn't say. It was on the box. So it's about 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's about 5 minutes. And so once you have your etched one, and you can wash that just off with water, according to the manufacturer. So then comes the really fun part. We're going to paint with the mica. So this is your kit here. This is what the kit looks like, and it comes with 8 colors. Look at all of these sparkly. Is this like amazing? Look at all these colors. I love all of them.
So how many colors?
8. It comes with
colors of mica.
8 colors. Right. So we have russet, which is really close to red. Okay. We have copper, which is, of course, beautiful. Gold, always a favorite. Pearl, which comes out as a silver white. Okay. So these are what I call the metallic colors. And then we have what I call the ice colors, and these are iridescent, which are similar to iridized. It's different than the iridized glass, but it has a beautiful iridescent color to it. So we have green, we have violet, we have blue, and we have red. Wow. Okay, so in each of these little envelopes, these tiny little bags, I spend a lot of my time putting very fine powder in very tiny bags, which sounds like I should be making a lot more money than I am.
To put in this kit together. Yeah.
Right? So each one of these little bags has 1 teaspoon of mica color in it. That is enough for 4 batches of paint. So this will last you for a long time. Nice. So to make 1 batch of paint, it also comes with 8 little paint jars in a tin, because I do love myself some containers.
Sit down and start making them. Yeah.
Right? So you would put a quarter of this little envelope or this little bag into your container. And if you want to use a spoon, you can use a quarter teaspoon, and it's on the instructions. Or you can just live dangerously like me.
And just put the powder.
Right, and just dump it in there carefully, because it does like to jump out. Okay.
While you do that, Kathy's saying, hi, Jodi, loving this.
Hi, Kathy. I love to hear you guys' names. It's like you're all here in the room.
Family, right?
Right. It is. Isn't that funny? Yeah. It is. Okay. My daughter refers to all you guys as my imaginary friends, because I say, so my friend Kathy, and she's like, Mom.
You never met her? Right. I say, yeah, what about you on your phone? Yeah, what are you doing?
She's 15, right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So the mica ships without a paint solvent in it, and we do that because it's difficult to ship liquids, it costs more, they leak, the altitude, it's just so we just ship them dry, and you can mix them with what you want. I like to mix mine with inexpensive liquid hairspray. So you're not going out and buying anything fancy for this. And I just use a brand that I know I can get consistently. So it's just whatever's at your grocery store, really. And then we okay, so that is about a teaspoon. Okay. And we've put a quarter of a teaspoon in there, and we mix that right up. Can you see it swirling in there? So the thing about mica is it's a super, super fine powder. So it's going to settle out of the hairspray as you paint. So I usually, every time I dip my brush, I just give it a little swirl to keep it mixed. Okay, so ta-da, we're done.
Beautiful.
It is, oh, look at all this on, I can't stand to
miss any
anything
mica.
Okay, all right, fine. Here we go. All right, so now, whoa!
What did you do?
I dripped. Oh, okay, it's all right, it's okay.
Now you're painting with the gold mica.
Right, I'm painting on the etched part with the gold mica. Okay. Now, if you get to this point and you're like, oh gosh, I wish my mica was a little thicker, like a little more gold, you can add more. This is art, not science, although it can be science too, but today it's art. Okay. Right, and so we paint this. Then once we're done painting it, we fuse it to a slump temperature. And what we get is, I actually think I forgot to bring that one, but what we get is this same gold. Okay,
so this is the final result?
Right, this is what it looks like fired. But we can also, if you like to paint, if you're into that detail work, not everyone is, but we can also, we could do like the center of that heart in a copper color, right? So, and this really...
That's what I call living dangerously.
Right. Mixing colors. What could possibly happen next?
A gorgeous piece.
A gorgeous piece, right?
And this whole process, of course, it has to slump later, but the whole process of you painting would take what's taking here more or less 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
So
and
how
this
many
is,
they can make a day?
Right, and this is one of those things I find very soothing, right? So I put music on and I paint.
Not having a person talking near you the
Not
whole
having
time
a
like
person.
here.
Not true. I have a teenager.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it is, I find it very soothing, so I do a bunch of them at once. And then, you know, the first couple, it's very, you worry a lot. And then all of a sudden, it like something comes loose and it just becomes this fun, you're in the flow. It's just this great experience. So I really like this part.
And
I find
even
this
if
really
you do
enjoyable.
mess up, like you said, the part that is not etched is not going to get it.
Well, and even then, so like this part that I dripped right here, I can just go wash that off in the sink because it's non-toxic mica, it's hairspray, right? I'm doing nothing dangerous here. This is all very safe. So if I decide that I really don't like the gold and the copper together, I just go wash it off and start over. And it's no harm, no foul. It's great.
This
so
is great.
You can practice and you don't have to get it perfect the first time. There's no risk. You just wash it off and start over. But once it's fired, then it's permanent.
That's
and it's perfect.
Yeah, and it's perfect. It is perfect. Kate Osman, let me see. Hi, this is great. Do you have a fusing schedule for the bottle bottoms, please? Do you have that in the kit?
Yes, it is in the kit.
We thought about everything.
Oh,
Right?
I am a very detail-oriented person.
Yes, every single thing that you guys need is in this kit.
There's a printout in the kit.
Kathy King is saying, love mixing the gold with the pearl to get a softer gold color.
And if you, okay, so here's a little insider tip right now.
Okay.
Rose gold is super popular right now.
Rose gold.
Right? So if you are careful.
Rose gold. My favorite music group, which is my favorite music group, that still exists. Because my very favorite music group is the Monkees.
I knew that, actually.
Yes, you knew that. But my favorite existing group is the Pentatonics.
Oh.
I totally love those guys. Woo! And they have a song that they go, Rose Gold. So I went to buy a tablet the other day. Guess which color I chose?
Rose gold.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? So you can mix your mica to make a rose gold color. Right?
See?
Because then it's it's very popular. So I'll show you here. We have,
Oh, you hid
on my
that.
table. I did because it was just in the way. This is the instructions that come with the mica kit. So you can see that everything comes with very clear instructions.
Yes.
Right? And there's another sheet that's very similar to this with the instructions for the firing schedules and all that kind of stuff.
And you don't know that, but we already sold several of these kits during the class, right?
Yeah, we did.
Mondo.
We did.
And people were very, very happy with that, correct? We made one change though, so it's important just because if you see the pictures, the original kit had some nichromium wire.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and we took that out and we replaced with the brand new mold here.
We did.
That you can actually triple the amount of pieces that you can make without.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
It just made more sense in the mix.
Okay, did we forget any holiday here?
I don't think
so. We went.
Let's see, we looked at this guy, right? This is another pumpkin.
Okay, let me look there.
We
this
did.
Is the bunny.
Yeah, we looked at
I
pumpkins. Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I think we saw them all.
Okay. So. Repeat to me. How many molds come in this kit?
8 total. 7 with designs and 1 bowl mold.
Wow. 8 molds. And then how many bottle bottoms?
14.
This is difficult for me. Bottoms.
Yes, it is.
Bottle bottoms.
I named them that on
bonkers.
purpose just
the
to hear you say
bottoms are bonkers. Okay, so how many bottom bottles? Bottom bottoms. Something. How many of those things?
14 in 3 different sizes and multiple colors.
And then how many containers?
You have 8 containers plus a tin. You have 8 colors.
8 colors of mica.
Yes.
Which is not the same type of mica you buy in a craft store for embossing and other things.
Well,
yes or no?
You can use that, but most of the ones that you buy at the craft store burn off. So if you're going to buy them from the craft store, plan on testing extensively and having a use for the ones that don't fuse. Because
and why would you buy in a craft store?
Well, if you already have
buy
them,
at mondomarkettv.com
right?
and you buy the right thing.
But can I tell you one thing here?
What?
I just want to tell you how much these molds cost outside
Very
of the
good
kit.
idea.
Would that?
Okay. Yes,
okay.
because like I told you, Jodi sells her molds on her website.
And this will, because this is this is a package deal, and we do package deals, and they're a really good buy. Okay, so normally we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at $19 each.
Okay.
So
120.
right, and then we would have 2 at $24 each.
Okay. 164 at least.
Right.
Okay.
And then we would have the Mica kit is another 20.
184.
Right. And then the bottle bottoms, we don't even sell those in 14 packs, but that's probably another $30 to $40.
So it's a super deal.
So this is a deal. This is
Not
a
only
deal.
that, let's face it.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the bottle bottoms in the kit, what will happen? How long would they really? How long does it take to cut? You do this all day long.
I do this all day long.
Most people don't.
No, they don't. So to cut the bottle bottoms, there's a couple things you can do. One, you can use a saw, which is how I do it, super efficient. You can also do the, where you cut it and thermal shock it, so with a candle and then in ice water, and that does take a little bit longer. So what I recommend is getting the kit so that you can get started fusing these while you learn how to cut more. Because by the time you're done with this batch, you will have mastered cutting the bottle bottoms, and you'll see, I can say it, the bottle bottoms.
Yeah, I can't. But I'm getting there. I train my English every day. Karen Baker is saying, love presentations.
Oh, well, we love them too. You can tell, right? Because we're obviously having a good time.
It's not that this has really been planned a lot before.
Not really.
Now, think about this. What is our most precious asset in life?
Time.
Our time. You got that, right?
Oh.
Yes, we don't have enough of.
No,
we never have enough of. So, yes, you can go and say, I'm going to save a little bit and not get the kit and get 2 molds out there. Well, you know, we are saving you a boatload of time. She thought so much about this, even containers for you to mix the mic. Well, think about this.
No,
how many
seriously.
times you got something, you got excited about something, you got home. It happened to me 2 days ago.
Yes.
I was going to do a sculpture and I didn't have the brush. I didn't have the brush.
And then it's a trip.
Simple thing, right? So then it makes us waste time and wait until the next day. You don't want to do that.
And this is actually the 3rd generation of containers, because we tried one and I didn't like it, and we got a better one, and then we got a better one, and so there's also, you know, I'm doing some testing for you.
Yes, yeah, exactly. We put a lot of thought on all those. So again, you have for Christmas, you have for Valentine's, you have for Easter, you have for St. Patrick. That star we didn't show.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We have the star.
Did we?
A star can be Hanukkah, can be also Christmas, right? Yeah,
there's
this
a
one.
star right there.
This is the star. Beautiful, beautiful. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I wonder where you are.
We must.
We're so fine.
There's another star here somewhere.
In the sky. Doesn't matter. So we think about your cover for the whole year if you like to do shows. Right, because you can create for most of the holidays out there. We have a sun. No, we don't have a sun. It's this color. You can now, oh, the star, the bow, right? You now can create the bows. This is a fantastic wedding gift. Because, you take your rings at night.
Yes.
Oh, romantic.
And if you're getting married, this is an excellent gift for your bridesmaids.
Think about this. Oh, and we know we live in a place that people like to make stuff themselves.
Yes.
Right? Think again. Party favor. Or wedding favor for $1.50. That's your cost.
For handmade, too.
For handmade, which it takes to a whole other level, right? And you should put a sticker here, handmade by Heather, Mary, Jane, whoever.
Out of recycled glass, and recycled is huge right now.
Yes, the recycled thing is super huge.
Yep.
So think about this: the emotional value that this piece will have for $1.50 for you, it's really a no-brainer, my dear. We know how much those party favors cost.
And if you do custom work, here's a fantastic idea. People love to save their champagne bottles from their wedding and have you make...
You make me happy.
Yes. And you can make them ornaments or... what a wonderful, thing to give to people. It's our first anniversary. It's our and
we made with the bottles.
Yes, so those things have really a lot of emotional meaning.
Yes.
Those things have emotional meaning.
Well, can we take a step further then? Because sometimes we also lose a loved one.
Yes.
And the family goes and they start emptying the place. And what if they have bottles?
They do. And I have done pieces like that before where I think it was, and I wish I could remember the family's name. I have it written down. But anyway, Grandma used to love Bristol Cream Sherry, which comes in this crazy blue colored glass bottle that's gorgeous. And so we made an ornament for everybody in the family out of the blue glass as a remembrance of their grandma. It was great. It was, really, and it meant a lot to me too, to be able to help somebody do that. Yeah. So it was, well, that was a cheery note, Shahar. Thanks for that.
I think it's fantastic. Because, you know, I was with a friend the other day, and unfortunately we did lose a friend that she was into crafts a lot. And my friend was saying, it's so sad because she had so many of these embroideries and she loved that so much, and the family were probably going to take away. So she actually had a meeting with her husband saying, okay, if the house catches on fire, if there is an earthquake, we need to decide the things we need to take with us in 5 minutes. And he was thinking, we need water, we need food. And she was thinking, I need to make a stash with all my embroideries and the ones that I'm about to get started. And these things are so important to those people, right? And it's important for the family to understand. So it's like if she had a favorite jam that she would eat out of a jar, that will have such a sentimental value for everybody that gets.
It will, and especially if it's something that you only ever had at grandma's house. If it was like some kind of syrup that that your grandma served. My grandmother was huge into toast. No matter what time we showed up at her house, she would say, "Would you like some toast?" It's 2 in the morning, Grandma. I'd love some toast. But, so there you go.
Useful. 2 in the morning could be useful to toast.
Very funny.
Okay, so one last time. We have 8 molds. Covered most of all the holidays here.
All the holidays.
Then 14 bottle bottoms of every color, including the gorgeous blue one that we have here. Right, we don't want to forget that. It's a gorgeous color. This bunny is super cute.
He is cute.
And the mica paint, we have how many colors there?
8 colors.
8 colors. All the containers that you need, included instructions for fusing. That's always a big, big question, right?
Yes, it is.
How do I fuse? How do I fuse?
Yes.
So, you know, this is your chance. You should go to mondomarkettv.com. Mondo is spelled M-O-N-D-O. It's a Latin word, and it means world, because that's what we are here for, to make the world create more beauty with their hands, right? Forget the violence, forget the bad things out there, create beauty. And here you have your set. You have your set to start a new hobby, to keep a hobby going, to start a business if you want to, or just gifts for your loved ones that are really unique, right? And you should be doing that. Why buy, you know, stuff out there? We don't need more stuff, right? But we need things that have meaning to us. And that's what you are going to be making with this kit. Right? We have a very good price.
Lots and lots of things with meaning.
And for the beginners out there, if you're just getting started with glass, of course all this, we have the courses at Curious Mondo, right?
Yeah, we do.
From the basic to the advanced one, and you have 7 courses here.
I know.
Yeah.
And this will help your confidence level immensely, because we have all the instructions, and if you're worried and not sure what to do, we have help available, and we can walk you right through it, and before you know it, you will be making beautiful things.
Beautiful pieces. And you start with those hearts as ornaments, so you can sell for Christmas, and then you're already ready for Valentine's and for Mother's Day.
Oh, Valentine's Day is huge
with this, right? And it's an affordable gift for anybody.
We have 2 different hearts that can be used for Valentine's Day. Yeah, and actually the star is great too. But yes, do not miss Valentine's Day.
No, start right now. We ship right away. You will get really, really soon in your home. All you need really to do, mondomarkettv.com. Click on the Buy Holiday Kit. That's the one on special price today, and we'll ship to you. And you're going to have a jolly, jolly Christmas, right? Yes.
Right.
Guys, I hope to see you back here really soon. Next week is Thanksgiving, so we are going to skip that one. But the week after, we have another amazing tool to show you. So thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate. And I'm going to check how you're doing, see if you know how to click the button at mondomarkettv.com. Have a jolly, jolly like Christmas. Do you know the song?
Uh,
You're the American one, my dear.
I can't sing. It's my favorite time of year. There's a reason I'm a visual artist.
True, me too. Bye-bye, guys.